Her grandmother was behind her barrenness. What happened next shocked everyone. People used to say, if your enemies don't get you, your own blood might. But nobody told Ifunanya that sometimes, your own grandmother can be the reason your womb refuses to open. Ifunanya was a kind and beautiful woman, married to the love of her life, Ibuka. For 7 years, they tried everything to have a child. Hospitals, fasting, night vigils. Nothing worked. She cried every night. Her mother-in-law insulted her daily. Strangers whispered behind her back. Even children in the village would run past her shouting, "Woman with no baby." But Ifunanya kept praying. She believed one day the gods would answer. What she didn't know was that her enemy was the same old woman who used to braid her hair as a child, the same woman who used to carry her on her back to the stream, her own grandmother, Mama Ejima. Everyone in the village respected Mama Ejima. She was the oldest woman alive, almost 100 years old. People called her the Wise One. But what they didn't know was that her heart was full of darkness. You see, when Ifunanya was born, a native doctor told Mama Ejima something strange. This child will carry a light so strong, it will overshadow yours. The world will know her name, not yours. Her children will become great, and the land will forget you. That night, Mama Ejima buried something under a kola tree. She tied Ifunanya's future with a dark charm and whispered, "Let her womb remain silent. Let no child pass through her." And for 28 years, that charm stayed hidden. But something started changing when a strange prophet came to the village square one evening. His name was Prophet Nduka. He didn't wear shoes. His white garment was dusty. But his voice was powerful. He walked straight to Ifunanya, pointed at her, and said, "You are not barren. Your womb was locked by a woman in your family, an old woman who pretends to love you." Everyone froze. Mama Ejima laughed loud. "This one is mad. How can I harm my own granddaughter?" The crowd agreed. But Prophet Nduka raised his staff, pointed to the kola tree near Mama Ejima's hut, and shouted, "Dig there." They did. And what they found shocked the whole village. A small clay pot, wrapped in red cloth. Inside was Ifunanya's umbilical cord, and a piece of paper with the words, "Her womb shall remain empty." Mama Ejima's hands started shaking. She screamed and collapsed. People tried to help her, but Prophet Nduka said, "Let her be. The spirits are not done with her." Ibuka held Ifunanya tight. She cried in his arms. That night, Prophet Nduka broke the charm. Fire came from the sky and burnt the clay pot. The next morning, Mama Ejima went missing. No one saw her again. Some say she turned into a bird and flew into the forest. Some say the gods took her. But something even more shocking happened just 1 moon later. 1 moon later, Ifunanya felt something she had never felt before. She started vomiting. Her body felt weak. Her stomach began to swell just a little. At first, she thought it was malaria or maybe food poisoning. But her husband, Ibuka, noticed something. "You're glowing," he said one morning. She laughed. "Stop playing. I'm tired, Jor." But deep down, she felt different. Her dreams became strange. Every night, she would see a baby crawling towards her, calling her Mama. Sometimes the baby would smile. Sometimes it would cry and disappear into the forest. She told Prophet Nduka, and he smiled. "The child is on the way, but something still wants to block it." Ifunanya's joy turned into fear. Could Mama Ejima still be working from the spirit world? Could the curse come back? Prophet Nduka warned her. "The charm is broken, but the battle is not over. That woman didn't just tie your womb, she tied your destiny." So, Ifunanya started praying even more. She stopped eating from people. She stopped going out at night. She anointed her stomach every morning. And then one day it happened. She missed her monthly flow. The village nurse confirmed it. She was pregnant. When the news spread, the whole village shouted for joy. People danced in her compound. Even her mother-in-law came crying and begging. "I judged you wrongly, my daughter," she said. Ibuka was the happiest man alive. He lifted his wife up and shouted, "Finally, my baby is coming." But something strange happened just a few days later. Ifeanyi was in the bathroom when she saw a snake coiled inside the bucket of water. She screamed. Ibuka rushed in and killed it. But Prophet Nduka came the next day and said something shocking. That was not an ordinary snake. Mama Ejima's spirit is trying to return through the baby. The whole compound went silent. Return? Through the baby? Ifeanyi collapsed in fear. How can my own baby carry her spirit? She cried. Prophet Nduka looked at her with serious eyes. The child must be protected. You're not just carrying a baby, you're carrying a war. From that day on, things became even stranger. Dogs howled every night in front of Ifeanyi's hut. Birds gathered on her roof and refused to leave. She kept hearing a voice whisper in her dreams, "Give me the baby or suffer." Sometimes she'd wake up with scratch marks on her stomach. Sometimes she would bleed, then suddenly stop. Ibuka did everything to protect her. He even slept with a cutlass beside the bed. But he knew this was not a physical fight. It was spiritual. 9 months passed, and then the labor started. And that night, lightning struck 3 times. The rain poured like the heavens were angry. Ifeanyi's screams filled the whole compound. She was in labor, but something wasn't right. The baby wasn't coming out. The midwife, Mama Ozioma, had helped deliver over 400 babies in her lifetime, but she had never seen anything like this. The baby's head would come, then go back in. Then go back in. Mama Ozioma shouted, "Something is holding this child inside. This is not normal, oh." Ifeanyi was sweating, crying, shaking. Prophet Nduka was outside the hut, praying in tongues and calling down fire. He placed 3 stones in a triangle around the house and poured anointing oil around the corners. Suddenly, the oil started boiling. Boom! A loud cry came from the forest. Dogs started barking nonstop. And then, a shadow appeared at the doorway. Everyone froze. The midwife dropped her wrapper. It was Mama Ejima. Yes, the grandmother who disappeared after the charm was destroyed. She was standing there, her body soaked with mud, her eyes red, her feet not touching the ground. She pointed at Ifeanyi and said in a deep voice, "That child belongs to me. I will not go until I take it." Ifeanyi screamed. The baby inside her kicked so hard, she nearly fainted. Ibuka tried to run into the room, but something pushed him back with great force. Prophet Nduka raised his staff and shouted, "You spirit of darkness, this womb is no longer yours." But Mama Ejima's spirit laughed. "She carries my blood. The child is my key to return." The wind blew violently. Candles went off. The whole compound turned dark. Then something strange happened. The baby began to speak from inside the womb. Yes, the unborn child. With a calm voice, it said, "I am not your vessel, Mama. Leave me alone." Everyone froze. Mama Ejima's ghost screamed in pain. Fire burst out of the oil line Prophet Nduka poured. The ground opened slightly, and Mama Ejima's spirit got swallowed by the earth. Silence. Wah! A loud cry filled the room. The baby had finally come out. A healthy baby girl. Her skin shined like gold. Her eyes were deep and knowing, as if she had seen things no baby should see. But when Mama Ozioma went to clean the baby, she stopped. Her hands began to shake. The baby was holding something in her tiny palm. A black bead, the exact same one Mama Ejima used in her charms. How did it get there? Why was the baby holding it? Was it a warning? Was the spirit truly gone? Ifeanyi looked at her baby and smiled through tears. But deep inside her, she felt something. This child was different. Something was coming. Something big. And this was only the beginning. 7 days after the baby was born, something strange started happening in the village. Goats began dying for no reason. Children were waking up at night, screaming and saying they saw a woman with red eyes and white hair. The village river turned black for 3 days. But the scariest part? Every person who mocked Ifeanyi during her years of barrenness started falling sick. One by one. Some coughed blood. Some just slumped and never woke up. People were afraid. Many started whispering, Maybe the child is cursed. Maybe Mama Ejima truly entered the baby. This baby is not ordinary. Prophet Nduka came to visit again. He looked at the baby and froze. He didn't speak for almost 5 minutes. Then he turned to Ifyananya and said, "You must dedicate this child. Immediately, or something bad will happen." Ifyananya nodded. But that night, everything changed. Around midnight, Ifyananya woke up and saw her baby standing inside the crib. Standing. Not lying. Not sitting. Standing. And the baby was smiling at her. Ifyananya screamed. Ibuka ran inside. They both looked at the baby. She had opened her hand again. The black bead was gone. Instead, a small snake was curled around her fingers, sleeping peacefully. Ibuka collapsed. Ifyananya held the baby and cried, "Who are you? What do you want from me?" The baby whispered one word, "Freedom." That night, Prophet Nduka arrived again and said something terrifying. The child was born to be a gate. Mama Ejima's spirit is not gone. It is inside her, waiting, growing. If we do not stop it, the child will open a door that should never be opened. He said the only way to stop it was to return the baby to the forest where Mama Ejima disappeared. Place her on the ground. If the gods accept her, she will sleep peacefully. If they reject her, she will vanish. Ifyananya screamed, "No! She's my baby. I suffered for 7 years. I can't give her away." But Ibuka was already broken. He said nothing. He just sat there, shaking. For 3 days, Ifyananya refused. She held her baby close, kissed her, sang to her, but the snake around the baby's hand kept growing. And on the 8th night, the baby spoke again. Not in a baby's voice, but in Mama Ejima's voice. She said, "If you won't let me go, I will take what is mine." That same night, Ibuka died in his sleep, foam in his mouth, eyes wide open. Ifyananya screamed till her voice broke. The baby just smiled. Prophet Nduka returned, but it was too late. The baby was gone. Not dead. Not kidnapped. Gone. No footprints. No sound. Nothing. Only the snake was left behind, curled on Ibuka's cold chest. Ifyananya ran into the forest, barefoot, crying and shouting her daughter's name. "Chioma! Chioma! Please come back to me. You're all I have." She was never seen again. Some say she drowned herself in the river. Some say she's still in the forest, searching. But everyone in the village knows one thing. Mama Ejima won. She found a way to live forever, through the one person who loved her the most, her granddaughter's daughter.